Yo, what is up everyone? It is your boy Ninja Dog back with another video. And today, we are going to be doing Madden 17 Super Bowl prediction. Where we put both teams on CPU and see who Madden 17 predicts is going to win and what exactly the score is going to be. It's going to be Falcons versus Patriots in the Super Bowl. I'm so excited that Patriots made it. We're having both on CPU. In the Super Bowl. 15-minute quarters. Let's get to it. Let's see who Madden 17 predicts is going to win the Super Bowl. I'll have my mic on mute for most of this prediction. Through most of this game, I'm going to have my mic on mute.
Hello, everyone. I'm Larry Ridley. You're tuned into the NFL on EA Sports. The time for talk is over as we are just mere moments away from the Super Bowl. Two teams now have a chance to prove they are the best. It's the Patriots going up against the Falcons. So the time has come. Let's send you out to the stadium and join the two men that will have the Super Bowl call. Here are Brandon Guyton and Charles Davis.
We begin the next half-century of Super Bowls to a strobe of flashes. Super Bowl 51 from Houston is underway. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And now bringing the Falcons out, likely your front runner for the MVP trophy. Matt Ryan named first-team All-Pro earlier last week, and he played like it against Seattle. 338 yards, 3 touchdowns, no picks. Pretty clean game.
I like what he said prior to the playoffs about his past playoff experiences where things didn't go the way that he wanted them to. He said he put too much pressure on himself, that everything had to be precise, everything had to be perfect. He backed it off for this year's playoffs, and you see the end result. Just go out, have fun, be yourself. And boy, that worked to perfection in that game against Seattle.
Throwing now, Ryan on first down. He's got time. He completes it to Julio Jones. A good start offensively. 15 yards on the game's initial play.
As you look back over the 2016 season, seeing Julio Jones against Carolina is definitely going to stick out in your mind, isn't it?
Oh, he was unbelievable.
300 yards worth of receptions that day. And you just wonder, when he's on, can anyone defend him? And now, the Green Bay Packers have to figure out how to defend Julio Jones in the NFC Championship game.
He scored again against Seattle. He also has other options as well that have stepped up. Hooper at tight end, Mohamed Sanu, Gabriel. So some weapons making it hard to double-team him.
Hard to double-team him. And then, of course, you can always have the two-headed monster in the backfield, Devontae Freeman and Tevin Coleman, that can hurt him as well. The Atlanta Falcons are high-powered on offense.
2 Patriots there to bring him down. A glance at the starting unit. Julio Jones, a threat on the outside, of course.
Combines great athleticism, incredible speed, and a whole lot of toughness to be one of the better receivers in the NFL.
Ryan going to give to Freeman on the draw. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
Brandon, I remember going through the draft process last year. One of the things I liked so much about Ezekiel Elliott of the Cowboys was how hard he played when he didn't have the football in his hands. And then I thought back to myself, that's Devontae Freeman. He can do it all. Run it, catch it, block. You name it, he does it, and he does it at a really big-time pace.
Quite a tandem with Tevin Coleman. They combined for 102 rushing yards against Seattle, also 102 receiving yards. This is Freeman on 1st and 10. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. And the offense there, the O-line, everybody really on offense, they were just manhandled at the point of attack.
Yeah, you could pretty much call them all out, couldn't you? Almost by name, right? That was a very tough sequence for the offensive line. But how about that defensive front creating a new line of scrimmage and creating a lost yardage possibility?
Defense in a good spot. Let's see how the offense responds with a 2nd and 13 now. The former Indiana Hoosier here, Tevin Coleman. And nothing but green grass here, middle of the field.
Wow.
Touchdown.
Big run all the way for a touchdown. I hope the Super Bowl doesn't start off like that.
48 yards. And the Falcons have taken the early lead. You talk about explosion plays. There's one pretty much right out of the gate.
And now they get to ride a wave of emotion, momentum, everything. Just as you described, right out of the gate. Big sprint, touchdown. They're excited. But on the other side, they've got to guard against a major letdown because they hit them right in the gut with that one. And now you start to question yourself a little bit when you give up a touchdown on the opening drive.
It's good, and that gives the Falcons a 7-0 lead. That time, 75-yard drive, 5 plays. And the Falcons score to cap it off.
Now let's see what Tom Brady can do on offense now.
Now after the touchdown, it's Bosher to kick it away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. And the veteran Tom Brady and the New England Patriots take the field, coming off that win over Houston to send them to the AFC Championship game again. Brady, though, you know, we praise him all the time. He had 2 interceptions against Houston. I'd probably bench him in the AFC. I really would. I'd bench him.
Yeah, well, I might not bench him, but I'm going to coach him hard this week in practice. The funny part is both of those were on tipped balls. One from his own receiver who probably should have caught it, tipped it in the air, and turned it into an interception. But here's the thing that gets me about Tom Brady. 6th straight appearance in an AFC championship game. 11 appearances overall in AFC title games.
That's crazy.
That's the essence of Tom Brady right there.
Oh, he's going to take a shot right away. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. A big play there for the Patriots. 30 yards.
I've got to make sure that I don't take Tom Brady's greatness for granted, that we make it routine. How about that throw right there?
Yeah.
Another great completion.
And you know one area where he honed his throwing, he was a catcher in high school. He was actually drafted by the Expos in 1995 in the 18th round.
Wow, that would have been something to see him behind the dish.
Think he gunned down a few guys?
Gunned down a few guys trying to steal second. That would have been fun to watch.
So the offense has it 1st and 10. Now a first carry for LeGarrette Blount. And he's going to be met at about the 43. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. Let's discuss this offense now, and Julian Edelman, very good player.
Has really developed into a terrific slot receiver, and a lot of times he would be the primary receiver. Still mad coming out of college that he's not a quarterback in the NFL. He takes it out on the opposing defenses.
Here we go with 2nd and 7. They'll run again with Blount. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. 5 yards on the pickup, and they're going to face a 3rd down. And here now the defensive starters for Atlanta.
Vic Beasley's a very talented outside linebacker whose #1 task, rush the passer. But he has the athletic ability to drop into coverage.
And this defense looks for one more stop here on third after the run. Brady gives now to Blunt. No gain there on the play, and that's going to leave him with a 4th down. Boy, that's a lot of sirloin steak to be taken down for no gain, partner.
Are you trying to suggest that he is a huge man?
He is
not just a big man, a huge man.
Big boy.
Well, how about the credit then for the defense to be able to chop that big tree and put him on the ground?
I know back when you played, it took 4 of you to take a guy like that down, right?
Well, that's for sure. And you know what else? I didn't want to challenge him at dinner either.
And he missed it. It's no good. And this score will stay right where it is.
Everything looked good. Good snap, good hold. Sometimes, though, the ball just doesn't want to go where you want it. And this one winds up no good.
And as Atlanta gets set to go again on the offensive side, you know, before the game, you and I talking about the Georgia Dome. Surprisingly getting one more game in front of those home fans thanks to Green Bay's win over Dallas.
Yeah, I don't think they truly expected it, you know, and that's one of those added bonuses, right? You get one more in front of the home fans, one more time with your routine at home as you play the most important game of the season, the NFC Championship game. But I do know this. Our colleague Ulysses, no one happier than him to have one more game in the Dome, as he is a monster Falcons fan.
Falcons hoping to make their second Super Bowl. They lost in Super Bowl 33 to Denver. The drive will start with a carry by Devontae Freeman. And he's brought down. They call it a gain of 19, and it moves the chains.
And that run was what a lot of people call an explosive run. Gave them good yardage, solid yardage. They feel good about the whole thing, and they did it behind a 2 tight end set. It's always interesting to watch what offenses want to do with the 2 tight ends. Sometimes they line them up together for a power set. Sometimes they put one on each side of the line of scrimmage to balance things out. No matter what, though, when you see 2 tight ends on the field, your first thought is to think run. In this case, the offense was able to run successfully.
Freeman again, a first down carry. And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 41. That's going to go as a loss of 6, and it'll set him back for 2nd down.
One of the things that's really difficult for an offense is often identifying how to block a 3-4 defense. Well, when they're coming on a blitz, even more difficult. They're elusive targets and hard to hit.
Freeman, the lone man in the backfield. On 2nd down, here's Ryan. He hits his target. It's the tight end, Toilolo. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down. A quick look here at the Patriot defense.
Dante Hightower is a guy who can play the run with the best of anyone in the league, but he'll fool you a little bit in pass coverage. Not so bad there as well.
We've got a 3rd and 11. On 3rd down, Ryan. He's got time in the pocket. And some room to work. And he'll avoid the tackle there with a slide. It's a gain of 7, and that's going to make it 4th down. So on 4th down, off goes Matt Ryan, and on is another Matt Bryant. It'll be a 47-yard attempt from the left hash. And Bryant's kick is good. And the lead moves to 10-zip. So a good kick there, and they wrap up the drive by putting 3 on the board.
And you know, let's face it, you're not always going to come away with 6. Defense in the NFL are just too good. But you've got to come away with something. And there, they get 3.
Here's Bosher to kick it away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. And now out come the Patriots. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline, they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time?
Closer.
Yeah, well, you know, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him.
They start on the ground here with Blunt. And they'll bring him down after just a short pickup. 2 yards on the carry there, and it'll be second down.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held him to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
Brady to throw on second down. Surveying the field. He finds Malcolm Mitchell here. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-arm guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
Now a play fake here on first down. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Tyson Jackson in there to bury him for a loss of 11.
Sometimes I watch games and wonder why they use play fakes on certain passing situations, because it's not going to fool anyone. I don't know if that was the case here, but the end result was the same. No one fooled. The quarterback was hit.
It's a 5-receiver set. 3 to the left, 2 to the right. Now Brady throwing on second down. Caught left side. Bennett. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a third down.
Got to give credit where it's due. Really nice defense on that play. The pitch and catch was successful, but not any run after it.
And for the Falcons, 5 men in the secondary, now on third. On play action, it's Brady. And this is going to be incomplete. Martellus Bennett, the intended receiver, and it's 4th down.
Today's NFL, these big guys are featured receivers. They move all over the place to try and find good matchups, and they had one. They were just unable to complete the pass.
So on 4th down, the left-footed Ryan Allen to kick it away for the Pats. Back deep for the Falcons is Eric Weems. And this is going to carry well into the end zone for a touchback. Here comes the Atlanta offense now ready to take over here. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had a field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
Throwing now, Ryan on first down. And it's hauled in by Austin Hooper. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
How about the timing on that one, where they were in sync, weren't they? 3-step drop, balls out of his hands, right to the tight end. Nice completion, just like they do it in practice.
Offense staying ahead of the chains here, 2nd and 3. On 2nd down, here's Ryan. This one complete to Mohamed Sanu. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing, playing against a good quarterback like he is, to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
Finding time. Going up top. A fight for the football, and it's intercepted. It's Matt Ryan, picked off by Logan Ryan. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Well, your first drive of the first quarter, you get it down there, trying to fire it in the end zone, and big-time deflation on that play.
No doubt about it. They're moving and grooving and getting into position, and this is not the ending that they saw on this drive, is it? They had things going their way.
The Patriots offense now, they work their way back onto the field. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I would tell my offense right here? The punter doesn't exist, guys. He doesn't even exist. He's not a team anymore. I just cut it, all right? So you've got to go out and create some offense for us here and give us some points. No way does that guy get on the field on this drive.
Poor punter.
Yeah, it wasn't his fault. But, hey, listen, there's got to be casualties at times. We're trying to win a game.
Blunt, the lone running back. And they'll give it to him here. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks.
How many times do we say in this game that speed kills, and it does it in so many different ways? In this case, you got a back who's quick and shifty, can make moves, make people miss, but also gets to and through a hole before it can close down. That's some of the benefits of that speed, not just outrunning people in the secondary. That led to a really nice game.
Brady now on first down. He's got time. Oh, he can't get away, and Brady will go down. Brooks Reed in there to drop him, and it'll be a loss of about 8.
And plays like that really hurt play calling. They had a really nice gain on the previous play, but gave about half the yardage back on the sack. Excellent pressure up front. Nowhere to go with the football. Down he goes.
And he'll be brought down right around the 37. That one good for 12 yards. And it'll be third down.
In today's NFL, when you get teams in long yardage situations with your defense, you're really going to go to your speed packages. You're going to get smaller, lighter guys on the field in order to cover the expected pass. So they might want to run the ball against a smaller, lighter lineup with your big guys, and that's exactly what happened on that play. It was tough on them, and now instead of being in third and very long, they ended up setting themselves up in third and manageable. They've got a chance at a first down.
Throwing is Brady on third down. He's got time in the pocket. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
You know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
Here's Ryan Allen now. On for his second punt. He'd take a repeat of his first. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. And that is much too long. That's into the end zone for a touchback. Atlanta now coming out on the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. They'll run with Freeman here to begin the drive.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, defense. Automatic first down.
After the penalty, here's Freeman. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down. And Ninkovich, who made that stop, 11th-year man out of Purdue. And you were telling me before the game, this defense for New England this year, the sum greater than the parts. Ninkovich, a good example.
And that's the Patriots way, and that's how they do things, and that's how they've won for so long. But Ninkovich, is so funny. I was listening to a story about him. How did he become a starter? Because he wasn't highly regarded, but he played really well on special teams and kept producing and practiced really well. And finally, the brass said, let's give him a few snaps on defense to reward him. And he turned that reward into a starting position that he's not willing to let go.
And he was a thorn in the side of the Texans.
An extra corner on the field for New England here on third down.
Yeah, another DB. They run the play fake to Coleman. Now Ryan. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up fourth down.
Well, no second guessing the call here. It was third and long, so throwing the football was probably the smart play to try and pick it up. But they don't get it, and now the defense goes off the field feeling pretty good about themselves, gaining some momentum as they force them into a likely punting situation.
And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. And no return possible here as they angle this one out of bounds. Now comes the New England offense to see what they can do this time. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
They come up with exactly 1 minute to go in this first quarter. On first down, Brady. And complete to Lewis over the middle. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and that'll bring up a second in just about a few inches here. And at his size, he's a smaller back. You can get him the football He can kind of get lost, make someone miss. It's good for him.
Yeah, it's great for him. I like what you said there. Sometimes he gets lost in the traffic a little bit, but get him out in the open field into some space. That plays to his strengths the best and keeps him out of it where all the big boys are, you know, make someone miss in the open field.
To throw, it's Brady. And he's got Edelman for the first time. That's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. He got 18 yards out of that one, and it gets him a new set of downs. The former 7th-round pick, Julian Edelman, just continues to have such a productive career.
And has made himself into a receiver. Remember, he was a college quarterback, and not just a productive one, a very good one.
At Kent State, right?
Yes, a great leader, a guy who could make plays with his feet and his arm. Got to the NFL and had to convert into being a receiver and was drafted that way. And that conversion, oh boy, it's been good.
This presentation of the NFL on EA Sports is brought to you by Gatorade, the sports fuel company.
Alongside Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin, it's the Patriots in possession to begin quarter number 2, and they've got it here with a first down. First and 10, here's Brady. Over the middle, the catch made by Mitchell. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
Now Brady again. Screen pass to Blount. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. He lost 4 there, and it's third down.
Time to give a little credit here. That was an excellent read by the guys on the defensive side of the ball.
Oh, you're crediting your defense.
Got to credit them on that one because they tried to fool him, right? Tried to trick him. Ran a screen, and they went to it and smothered it for a loss of yardage.
And now on third down, they'll need to get it to the 36 to pick up the first. Again, it's Brady. And he's going to go down. Back across midfield, he's sacked at the 46.
The game plan for any defense is finding ways to make a quarterback uncomfortable in the pocket. When you bring pressure from all angles, you never know who's going to get home. In this case, the left cornerback, right in the face of him, puts him down.
Here's Ryan Allen now as he's on to punt for New England. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And that'll hit in the end zone. Much too much leg there. That'll be a touchback. Atlanta now coming out on the field. They're out in front. Last time they had to punt it away. We'll see if they can add to their lead now.
They don't want to go out and punt it away again. This team now wants to get a cushion, put people away. They want to run their offense and have it end up in the end zone.
First down. And this is Gabriel on the catch. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. 11 yards on the pickup, and it'll be first down Atlanta. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately, They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
Give him 12 yards on that one. It earns him a fresh set of downs.
And he's the epitome of what we call the move tight end, a guy that you can line up anywhere, in the slot, out wide, in tight, doesn't really matter because he has such great skills. You want to utilize him in all aspects of your passing offense.
And there he was in the slot for the catch. Now Ryan going to give it to Freeman. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
And that's exactly what you want on a first down run. Pick up 5 yards, bring up 2nd and 5. The defensive line, though, they've got to figure out a way to out-leverage the guys up front because the offensive line is winning at the point of attack.
Off the play fake to Freeman. It's Ryan. Deep drop. Swings it out to the flat for Freeman. And he'll maybe get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. It'll be a pickup of only a yard, and that'll bring up a 3rd down. And just in general, Charles, on a play like that, how tough is it for the defense to account for a running back essentially being a receiver downfield?
It's very difficult, especially if the running back has skills like a receiver, and you're aware of that before the game even begins. So throughout your practice sessions, you're going to want to be aware of him. Where is he lining up? What can he do? What kind of damage can he do to us downfield? And who can match up with him without weakening our overall defense? You're exactly right. It's a tough task to match up to him.
Here's Ryan to throw. Surveying the field. The left side completion to Jones. And 12 yards that time and picking up the first.
And Brandon, from our time in college football, where receivers weren't running the traditional NFL route tree, one thing they did learn, find open areas, find soft spots, and set up and catch the ball. And I think we just saw that there.
Yeah, we saw that indeed, picking up the first. Back to the running game. It's Freeman. And this one's going to go the wrong way. Losing yardage back at the 42.
Hey, Kaim. Oh, Hasten. Sorry if I spelled it wrong.
Well, not play the expression, don't blink, you might miss something, certainly applied. That was fast. Defense diagnosed the play, and it was over in a heartbeat.
Second down, offense behind the sticks here. 2nd and 13. Ryan leads with Freeman on the draw. And he'll bring this one inside the 35. 8 yards on the run, and that cuts us down to a 3rd and about 5.
You got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball because they were in a 2nd and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to 3rd and manageable with that run.
Play number 7 now coming up on the drive. 3rd and 5. From the gun on 3rd down, Ryan. Looking for his running back, and he's got it. Call it a 1-yard gain on the play, and that's going to bring up a 4th down.
Partner, I think that completion takes the definition of dink and dunk to a different level, doesn't it?
It does, and the defense was right there, kind of played into their hands. The Falcons will call on Matt Bryant for the field goal try. From the right hash and call it an even 50 yards. And the 14-year trusty veteran able to knock.
Are you kidding me? He actually made that. Wow.
The lead up to 13-0. A little bit of a lower trajectory there on the deep kick, and it worked.
Had to do it because he had to drive it out low because of the length of the kick. Able to do that, got it above the defense and over the post.
Here's Bosher to kick it away. Now Dion Lewis to return. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. And the Patriots gearing up to go now. And they'll be looking to avoid what happened last time, which is punting the football.
But when you look at how teams play the game, that complementary football comes into play. How do I take care of my defense? How do I take care of my offense? Well, the defense is taking care of them in a lot of ways. Now it's time for the offense to jump things up and help their defense out. Give them a little bit of rest.
Yeah, time for them to give them a rest. Took the words right out of my mouth. Now a play fake here on first down. And he dumps it off to Blunt. No gain, and it's second down.
And that's when it's fun to play defense. When you're able to diagnose a play right from the beginning, get all your guys to the football, and spill the play, that's when you have a lot of fun playing on that side of the ball.
Offense looking to avoid a 3rd and long. It's 2nd and 10. Brady to throw on 2nd down. Finding time. Going underneath to Blunt. Give him 7 on the play, and that'll make it 3rd down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. An extra defensive back in the game now here for 3rd and 4. Shotgun now for Brady. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield. Complete. And he will have first down yardage as he's brought down at the 41. A nice pickup there, 10 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
On first down, Brady. He's got time. And he just gets rid of it. Throws it away. A wise move there. Looked like nobody open. Now 2nd down. Well, we've got a few seconds here. The playoffs in the NFL. Chance to discuss those. Divisional round, a lot of excitement, more so than the wild card round.
Without a doubt, because think about the wild card round. All the home teams held. The games weren't that compelling, nor were they that close. Divisional round, though, we had people losing at home. Dallas lost at home. Kansas City lost at home. And the games, all exciting, seemingly coming down to the last series in each and every one of them.
And kickers playing a huge role in the Kansas City-Pittsburgh game. And Mason Crosby, of course, one of the heroes in that Green Bay victory.
In order for a screen pass to break big, a lot of things have to come together and be well executed. But all it takes is one small thing to go wrong and keep it from being a big game.
So the offense dealing with a 3rd and 6. Now flags come in. Looked like one of the Patriots might have moved.
False start, offense.
Third and 11, 5 in the secondary now.
Nickel look. Throwing is Brady on 3rd down. And he's got Bennett. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45.
There's a good push to the tight end, and I think that we're looking at something out of central casting, frankly.
Absolutely. I mean, size, the hands.
Speed. I mean, can flat out run. You put that whole package together, you light up the eyes of an offensive coordinator, don't you?
First down and 10 now for the offensive group. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. Brady now on first down. He's got time in the pocket. And right side caught. Hogan. And he's brought down. 10 yards on the pickup there. And it gives the Pats a first down.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down. Executed it to perfection. Offense comes to the line now, first and 10. Laundry on the field. This is going to be a false start on the offense.
Sometimes you have to slow things down a little bit when things get heated. The cadence has to be slow and deliberate at times to make sure your team's ready to go.
First and 15 here behind the chains. Again, they'll throw with Brady. And he finds Danny Amendola. A gain of 6 there on first. And the 8th play on this drive coming up. Brady to throw again. And he'll be out of bounds as he gets it down to the 30 there. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a third down.
If you're running out route, it's likely you're going to end up near the sideline. And what did we just see there?
Toe tap.
You got it. The benefits of practice. Toe tapping, foot dragging, picking it up, and making sure it was a catch.
They'll break the huddle and come up on the 9th play of this drive, needing 5 yards on third down. Now flags come in. Looked like one of the Patriots might have moved.
False start, offense.
It's been a pretty long drive. This will be play number 9, and they need 10 yards out of it on third. On play action, it's Brady. Surveying the field. Great protection. And he can't quite intercept it. Zone coverage, free safety was there. Couldn't come up with it, and now it's 4th down.
I know ultimately that feels like a good defensive play, but I know it's really not. They had a chance to keep points off the board. Now they have a chance to kick a field goal by missing that shot.
Yeah, especially at this spot in the field. He's got to be upset he couldn't come up with that INT. And for the second time tonight, this field goal unit comes out here. It'll be spotted on the right hash, a 52-yard attempt. And his kick is absolutely perfect. And they will indeed get on the board here, but still trailing. It's now 13-3. And that field goal caps an 11-play drive.
That's a lot of offense to run to only get 3 points, but they'll take them. Anytime you can put anything on the board, you run to your sideline somewhat happy.
Gostkowski now converted for 3. Now he'll kick this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. Oh, look at that.
Oh, look at him turn.
He'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line. A chance for us to get a glance at this Patriots defense. And even though that last drive yielded points, it was a long field goal, so they probably weren't too upset about it. Although here, obviously, they'd like to give up 0.
Of course, that's the goal each and every time out. But when they make that type of a field goal that long, you almost give them a little nod of respect to the kicker, like, congratulations. But you do feel pretty good about not giving up anything big.
Yeah, and we'll see if they can not give up anything big on this drive. Ryan on the handoff. It's Freeman. Oh, a nifty juke there.
Not much fun for a guy trying to tackle him.
7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
And after the play on the ground, that brings up 2nd down here. Again, they'll run with Freeman. And he'll fight forward maybe to the line of scrimmage, but that's all. Calling no gain that time as it's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 3 to go. Well, at least he was able to break that initial contact, or it could have been a loss.
Yeah, give credit to the defensive player, though. What did he do? Made him slow down, slow up his feet, and allowed the rest of the guys to get there to finish him off.
Ryan now off the bootleg. It's caught. Jones. We'll give him 10 yards on that one, and that'll earn him a fresh set of downs.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
They come out here in the eye. Now a handoff. It's Freeman. And he takes this up right near the 45-yard line. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
Not a run that you're going to write home about, but still a good first down run. That's what an offense calls staying on schedule. 3 to 4 yards on first down, you're set up very well for the rest of the drive.
Freeman again. And he'll fight his way forward to about the 48-yard line. 3 yards is half of what they needed. Now can they get the other 3 here on 3rd down?
They know that old expression, it's not my night. It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. Here's Coleman. And nowhere really to go there. He'll take this up just shy of midfield. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it'll be 4th down. And time for us to take a break here in the booth. We're back to Super Bowl 51 after this. Coming up at the intermission. We'll get highlights of this Super Bowl from Larry Ridley and the crew in Orlando with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Here's Matt Bosher now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline. Out of bounds and close. The question, was it a touchback? No. They'll say it crossed out at the 2-yard line. Now the Patriots offense, they worked their way back out onto the field. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted, and we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. They'll begin here with Blunt. And a nice pickup as this one gets them to the 10-yard line. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2.
We talk about setting a tone or beginning a drive. That run was absolutely textbook. I'm telling you, partner, now they're not just thinking about an easy drive. They're thinking about maybe taking it downfield.
Yeah, started at their 2. Now they've got a heavy amount of breathing room. Now Brady throwing on 2nd down. To the right side, it's caught by Mitchell. And he'll be about a full yard shy of the 20 at the 19-yard line.
Holding offense.
So holding by the offense, and maybe now got to shift up what you want to do on the playbook.
Yeah, definitely. Change what you're doing in the playbook, but boy, the advantage shifts to the guys on defense, doesn't it? Longer yardage situations, they often become bolder.
Back near his goal line. Here's Brady. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away. And now it's 3rd.
Not too many things get to a quarterback of this magnitude, but I think it's safe to say that pressure can get to any quarterback.
Now, he's obviously a great franchise quarterback, but felt the pressure, threw it incomplete. So a 2nd down incompletion now brings up 3rd down. From deep in their own territory, they look to throw, finding time. And that one drops incomplete as he got popped as he was throwing it. Well, they've had a pretty frustrating first half here offensively, and then just continued there with that incompletion.
Yeah, definitely frustrating for them, but heartening for the other guys. Those stop troops, they're enjoying things right now because they've made it very difficult for them throughout the half.
And he's able to get it out of there, and this is a pretty good kick. Take it at the 37. And that's going to go in the books as a 55-yard punt. Well done. And it'll be Falcon football as they take possession. Here comes the Atlanta offense now ready to take over here. They've got the lead. Last time had to punt it, though. What's the key to this drive?
I think it's leverage. Big guys up front. You know the motivational speech on the sideline is, guys, give us an opportunity. Protect the passer, create space for our runners, and let's go ahead and get these guys. Low man wins. Let's go do it on this drive.
We'll watch that leverage on this drive. On first down, Ryan. And that is, I think he caught it. He did, but they'll say out of bounds. It'll be incomplete. Now, partner, let me take a quick turn here and ask you about the Dallas Cowboys, their season on the whole. Because what an incredible regular season, great storylines, but then they lost at home to Green Bay. Their season, a success or a failure?
The NFL is a results-based group, as we well know, all right? Did you win the Super Bowl or didn't you? So, in that case, it wasn't a success for Dallas, but I don't really buy into that. I think this season was a success because it sets them up for more runs towards getting to the Super Bowl. 2 winning Super Bowl trophies. Look at how young they are at quarterback, at running back. The defense played way better than anyone expected. I think their future's very bright, and I think they'll be back.
And we are back here. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. So the offense takes the timeout, and now we're set to get going. I see an extra defensive back on the field. Little surprise here on 3rd and 1. On 3rd and 1, Ryan. It's complete. Hooper. And he will have a first down here at about the 40. Now, whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. And welcome back, the offensive unit. They took the timeout, and now they get set to line up as we resume action. So here we go, 1st and 10 now. Now a play fake here on 1st down. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a 1st down. Well done.
I do have to admit, I like it when it all comes together. When the top part, catching the football, right, whether you're catching it with your hands or cradling it, comes together with the legs, in this case the feet, doing a little toe tap to stay in bounds and complete the catch.
And a great job by our crew on the camera shot. Love when you see the grass or on the field turf, those rubber pellets flying up. Great catch. Now Ryan on 1st down. And he's got his star receiver. It's Jones for the Falcon touchdown. Julio Jones as the first half is winding down. And the Falcons will extend their lead.
I heard a coach talk about those late-in-the-half scores, especially ones that give your team a pretty decent cushion. He said those could be the ones that could finish off a squad if you let them.
Yeah, they've got the cushion. This half has been theirs. Bryant now to tack on the extra point. And that'll make this a 3-score game as the lead moves to 17. 5 plays there on that drive. And the end result, an Atlanta touchdown. Now after the touchdown, it's Bosher to kick it away. Danny Amendola on the return. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. First down, Brady. And that's incomplete. Clock stops with 10 seconds left.
It's a tried and true formula, and I don't think it'll change for as long as we play football. If someone's trying to throw the ball and you can put pressure on them and make it tough, that's only going to help your defense.
Yeah, he's since being hurried. He got rid of it before taking the hit, but incomplete. Brady again here on 2nd and 10. Over the middle, the catch made by Mitchell. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. So as they take it over, we step aside. And we're back. The offense had a chance to talk things over. We'll see what they come up with here on this next play. And unless this is a quick incompletion, this is likely the last play here of this first half. The final shot before half for Brady. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Jalen Collins. So we have reached halftime here in Houston in what so far has been a very one-sided Super Bowl 51. As we send you over to our headquarters in Orlando, where we check in with Larry Ridley for our EA Sports Halftime Report.
Thanks, Brandon. I'm Larry Ridley, and welcome to our EA Halftime Report. The Falcons want to continue to give their fans something to cheer about in the second half. The Patriots haven't played horribly, but will need to improve if they want to win. So here we go. Let's take a look at some of the highlights from the first half. 1st and 10. Jackson's going to push his way to the QB here. This one ends up as a loss of 11. Patriots with the ball early in the second. They're going to come away with another sack. This ends up as a loss of 9. Falcons lined up at the 28. Quick pass and catch by Jones. And it's going to be caught for the touchdown. The lead grows to 17. So that'll do it from here in Orlando. The second half of Super Bowl 51 still to come as we rejoin Brandon and Charles in Houston.
So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. Fielded about a yard deep. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. Now here's the Falcons defense getting set to go again. Now the interception for them the last time, and that turned into 6 points.
You think during their break they reminded the offense that, hey, we helped you guys out a little bit, right? You know, they want to see if they can do it again for them. They're putting together an entire team game by how they're playing on defense.
So the interception the last drive, what will happen here? On 1st and 10, here's Brady. To the right side, and he's got Edelman. And he just falls short down at the 1-yard line. And finding Edelman underneath, that's a recipe for success.
Typical route for a good slot receiver, and Edelman's one of the best in the game. Knows how to go inside what one of my college coaches used to call the briar patch. Got to go in there where it's tough and make those tough catches. And not only can he do it, he can often run away from people after the catch.
In the red zone this time. 1st and goal, they'll look to smash it in. Maybe a quarterback sneak here. And he is going to lose yardage here. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
When you're putting together a formula for winning defense, it's exactly what we're seeing in this game. Controlling the line of scrimmage, attacking, and changing everything so that now they're playing in the offense's backfield. They're playing an excellent game.
Again, here's Blunt. They're able to get a couple here, but won't get across the plane as they stop him right around the 1.
Well, you to have to stretch for this one. This is 4-down territory. They've got to get it in with the deficit that they're facing.
Absolutely. It's not the fourth quarter, but still, I think you can't be thinking 3 here.
No, if you do that, you might as well go ahead and fold up on this one, but I don't think they're built like that.
Brady to throw on 3rd and 1. He's got time. And incomplete. He had nowhere to throw, so he just tossed it away. But that brings up 4th.
Partner, how many times have you heard it? Pressure creates diamonds, right? But it also bursts pipes. And on that one, that's what they got. They got after him, and he was fortunate just to get rid of it.
Yeah, he just had to chop it away. And Gostkowski's kick is good. And the drive will wind up yielding 3. So it's an old-school extra point, but certainly a disappointment that they couldn't get 6.
Yeah, when you see 19-yard field goal in the box score, you kind of shake your head. But their head coach decided 3 was enough.
Gostkowski now converted for 3. Now he'll kick this one away. Here's Eric Weems now on the return. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were competent enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
Another carry for the workhorse tonight, Freeman. Try to turn the corner, but they string him out and stop him at the line of scrimmage. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
In my book, that's running the ball well, but with intelligence. How about him keeping the clock moving, staying in bounds?
Yeah, even though it's the third quarter, you're thinking ahead, aren't you? This is where your running game can really help you with a lead in the second half.
I agree totally. It's not just end-of-the-half situations that you worry about the clock. It's throughout the game. And with a lead, stay in bounds. Make them fight harder to try and catch you.
Call it a gain of 5 that time, and they'll be left with a 3rd and about 4.
Frustrating for a defense, energizing for an offense. Finding a way to create that type of yardage in your running game, that'll make the guys carrying the ball very, very happy.
And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively. Now it's Ryan. It's caught. Jones. And he's got the first down yardage before being taken down at midfield. And when these two are clicking, Ryan and Jones, and we've seen multiple hookups here in this one, usually their offense is clicking, and that's why they're winning.
Yeah, they tend to follow what those two do. They set the tone for either a good day or maybe a tougher day. And right now, we're seeing an excellent game because those two are finding each other. Doesn't matter where on the field, they're making plays.
Freeman, the lone man in the backfield. And he'll get it up the middle. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Well, praise has to go to the guys on the offensive line because they've had a very nice, productive day running the football. How about that poor defensive line? They've been knocked around the entire game, and while they slowed them down on that run, can they continue to do so? Because they haven't had much success throughout this ball game.
See if they stay on the ground for second down. They run. Devontae Freeman. And he's going to be stopped up at about the 47-yard line. Only a gain of a couple there. That leaves them needing about 7 here on third down.
Well, that's not a run that's going to make any of the highlight tapes, but they've been moving it well all game on the ground. This is another one that keeps them moving forward.
So following the run, we'll see what they do here on third down. On third down, Ryan. Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. And he'll get it down here to the 43. It'll be a gain of 4. And that'll bring up fourth down.
Whether you're playing West Coast offense or not, one of the maxims of the West Coast offense is you're either throwing a touchdown or a check down. In other words, look for the big shot, but be smart. I think they did exactly that on that play. They didn't get the first down, but they're taking care of the ball well.
Yeah, and being rightly cautious with that lead here in the second half. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line. The Patriot offense now set to come back out onto the field. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point
kicker.
Exactly. He put it through the post. That's going to help him at contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him at contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that.
Toe bash.
I don't know about
toe bashed it.
Super toe.
The drive starts with a handoff to Blown. Looking for a cutback lane, but nothing there as he's met at the line of scrimmage. On the tackle that time, Tyson Jackson. They're losing here in the third quarter, maybe trying to get the ball outside, bust a big play. Obviously didn't work there.
Yeah, and while it didn't work, I really can't fault them for trying it. You and I have talked to the offensive coordinator, and we knew that was the place they wanted to try and go. And sometimes you just have to stick with it because 2-yard gains turn into 20-yard gains as the game goes along.
Looks like the defense in press coverage here. Now Brady throwing on second down. Over the middle, that's caught by Hogan. They'll get 9 there as that sets them up better for third down.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
Brady going to try and throw on third down. And he will find his man. That's Hogan, complete. And he's got the first down yardage as he brings this up to the 47.
Throughout his career, Tom Brady has made a living with the quick pass, hasn't he? How about that one? A little slant inside. And I think his arm's gotten stronger throughout his career, too.
Yeah. You can just see one of many examples of why he's made more trips to the Super Bowl than any other quarterback.
Footwork, intelligence, competitiveness. That's Tom Brady in a nutshell.
Now flags come in. Looked like one of the Patriots might have moved.
False start, offense.
Here we go on 1st and 15. Now Brady. And right side caught Hogan. And he'll get it down here to the 43. That'll be a gain of 15 yards. And that'll make it second and a foot or so. Quick pass play there on the slant, Charles. Works out well for the offense.
The offense loves it. The defender hates it. Hard to get through the body of the receiver to get to the football trying to cover a slant.
Second down now after the pass completion. stiff arm.
Underused, but still effective.
And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30.
Whenever we meet with coaches and they always talk about wanting to establish running the football, it's oftentimes with a good tight end who can control the line of scrimmage and the point of attack, and they're becoming harder to find because the colleges are giving us a whole lot of receiving tight ends, former wide receivers who can run, not necessarily block very well. In this case, though, we saw two tight ends on the field, both of them with the ability to block, and he ran the ball successfully behind that power set.
Blunt, the lone running back. And he'll get it up the middle. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And he's brought down. And a nice carry there of 15 yards.
That's another nice run, and I have to tell you, some of the coaches that I played for, their philosophies were always different when they see a guy running the ball well. Some of them wanted to immediately go to play action and throw it now because it's wide open. While other coaches said, you know something? Until they stop him, that big boy's going to keep getting the football. And that might be the direction that they're going to go right now.
Into the red zone, it's Brady. It's caught outright, Amendola. The completion good for 3, and it's second down. Offense walks to the line for play number 7 of the drive. On second down, here's Brady. And over the middle to the tight end, Bennett. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's third down.
I'm wondering if the same thing went through your mind as mine. When I see a big man like that make a catch, all I keep thinking to myself is, big man with football. Look out, everyone. He may not juke you a whole lot, right? He may not run past you because of his size. You're talking about a guy weighing in the 270 range. But, boy, once he gets his mitts on the ball, he's going to be tough to bring down.
This will be the 8th play of the drive here. 3rd and 4. Brady now to throw. Sets up the screen to Lewis. And he's going to be taken down right at the line. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th. Well, you can see what they wanted to do. They wanted to set up the screen there, but it got blown up.
It's hard to run that play if you're not getting a lot of pressure at the quarterback because the space doesn't open up. They were able to read that one and slow it down and stop it before they could get a first down.
So on 4th down, Brady will yield to Gostkowski for the field goal try. And Gostkowski's kick is good. And high fives for that one as that drive ends in 3. So his 3rd field goal of the ball game brings him a bit closer, but there's no question they need to start turning some of these 3s into 6s.
And 7s and probably even 8s. You know, as a kicker, you just head out when you're called upon, so he's done his job. It's the rest of the offense that needs to get it in gear if they want to close this gap.
Gostkowski now converted for 3. Now he'll kick this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. Atlanta now coming out on the field. And last time out they had to punt the football away. Anything positive possibly to take from that?
There always is when you're punting the football away. It doesn't sound like it because you're giving it up, but you've avoided a mistake.
At least you didn't turn it over.
You didn't turn it over, right? You're giving your defense a chance because you're punting the ball away, and they're set to go on the field as opposed to sudden change after a turnover. And wow, now we've got to go out there and stop people. So, yeah, there's always something positive to be gained from it.
They come up in an offset eye. Now Ryan on 1st down. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete. Patrick DeMarco, the fullback, the one he was looking for. While we have a breather here, you and I were talking off air about the blue chip quarterbacks remaining in the NFL playoffs. You got Brady, Roethlisberger, Rodgers, Matt Ryan, the only one of those without a ring.
How about that? And that's a heck of a collection. And the one without a ring, likely to be the 2016 MVP of the NFL. So blue chip indeed.
And Brady 4 rings, Roethlisberger 2, Rodgers 1. We'll see. Can Ryan get that first? Second down here after the incomplete pass. Again on 2nd and 10, it's Ryan. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down.
He's a rookie, and you don't want to get hung up on the word potential. But when you see him make catches like that, you keep thinking to yourself, he's good now. He's got a chance to be great with plenty of work.
So here we go, a 3rd down after the 2nd down pass completion. Ryan now to throw on 3rd down. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
Timing is crucial in any route thrown, but when you throw an out, so many things are going through the mind of the receiver. Catching the ball, timing it up with the quarterback. Are my feet going to get down in bounds? On that play, all those things going through his head might have caused him to drop it.
This is taken at about the 14. We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck. And the Patriots take over. Out comes the New England offense to see what they can do this time. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But we also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And able to get this one out just shy of the 25 at the 24. Give them 11 on the gain there. And it'll give the Patriots a 1st down.
I love when a play results in a game that I can actually kind of fall back on one of my favorite adages, and that is anytime there's a run over 10 yards, it means that the offensive line did its job, but you know who else did? The wide receivers. Because the first 7 yards kind of belong to the offensive line and the running back. Anything after that means the wide receivers did a great job of blocking downfield, being willing to mix it up, and give them some more space to gain additional yardage.
That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
We just saw another example of how the defense is winning this game. Really at the point of attack, the offensive line is just getting pushed around. I think now as a play caller, you got to give them a little bit of help. Maybe keep your tight ends a little bit more. Maybe the running backs help you a little bit with the pass blocking. But you've got to help them get some confidence because you can't abandon the play calling right now.
Now Brady throwing on 2nd down. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a 1st down. Well done.
Let's make this one simple. What a catch, especially the finishing part of getting his feet in bounds, toe tapping, and, of course, foot dragging.
A little tapestry, if you will.
Oh, I like it.
And the offense lining up 1st and 10. Throwing on 1st down is Brady. Incomplete. LeGarrette Blount was the intended target, and that'll bring up 2nd down. While time permits, we have to share the story we read about Doug Baldwin. After the loss, understandably very frustrated, said he played Madden until 3:30 in the morning to just release some of that anger because he could control all 11 guys in that game.
And that just tells you about how guys feel in playoff pressure. The idea of not going to the Super Bowl, which is all Seattle talks about. And there's Doug Baldwin staying up, playing Madden. I love what you said, though, the control of everything. Because you can't do that as a player. You can only control you and your aspect of the game. In this situation, he's controlling it all. Now, I guarantee you, Seattle was winning those games.
And a new set of downs here after picking up the first on the ground. Now a carry for the shifty Dion Lewis. And he'll get this down only to about the 46. And give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
6 yards here to go for the offense on 2nd down. Again, it's Lewis. And some room to roam now. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. And give him 14 yards that time and a fresh set of downs.
For so many years, I was convinced it was a myth, because you always hear about the smaller running back. Oh, he gets lost, you can't find him, and sometimes that's part of his genius. But it's true. You get behind big offensive linemen, the defensive line guys trying to find him, trying to peek around people to see him, and he gets lost. But this guy gets lost in a good way for his offense, picking up big yardage.
Now blown. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down. But good luck there as a ball carrier. You get handed that football, look up, oh, there's a big D tackle ready to swallow you whole for a loss.
Yeah, you kind of count on your guys to give you at least a little bit of time, a little bit of space to try and maneuver, but not on that one. And when you have a defensive tackle who is that strong, that agile, he's a lot to deal with. Sometimes you have to double him, and sometimes you're not able to block him no matter who's trying.
One quarter remains in Super Bowl 51. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now here on EA Sports. It's Patriot football, but they trail here as we begin the 4th quarter. Now he'll throw with Brady. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's 3rd down. Will the defense dial up the pressure? Let's see. 3rd and 11. Throwing is Brady on 3rd down. Going underneath for Lewis. So a nice job to break the 1 tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
Gostkowski now for the Pats field goal try. Spotted at the left hash, this from 45. And this one is right down Broadway. And the drive will wind up yielding 3. All right, so you needed 2 scores to get back in the game. The field goal then maybe not exactly what they wanted, but it's a necessary first step.
Still plenty of time remaining, but you could really use a stop defensively after the kickoff, preferably a 3 and out.
Gostkowski now converted for 3. Now he'll kick this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Atlanta now coming out on the field. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe you try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
Now a play fake here on first down. He's got time in the pocket. And he's going to drop this off to his fullback. Call it a 3-yard gain, and that'll bring up second down.
I wouldn't be surprised to see the next step in utilizing this position is to actually utilize more of a scat back in this spot. Because we saw the catch there, right? He made it. He's a bigger, stronger guy, maybe not quite as elusive as maybe someone else you would put there.
Yeah, didn't get the big yardage there you might out of a smaller back. A 20th carry now for Freeman. And he is going to lose yardage here. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and that's going to bring up a 3rd down. The 4th quarter here, they've got the lead. They want to keep it on the ground. That's what they're doing.
Smart football. Keep the clock grinding. Keep it going. But you got to figure now, they're going to see more people stacked up at the line of scrimmage as they try and bleed it out.
And defensively, it's a nickel formation here on 3rd down and 9. On 3rd down, Ryan going for the deep. He's got a man complete. The 20. Touchdown, Falcons. Mohamed Sanu, 76 yards. And the Falcons will add on to their lead.
Partner, one of the cardinal rules of defense is that if you're in position to make a tackle, you need to make it.
Well, and if you can't make the tackle before that, you just got to knock that ball down, right?
Yeah, something has to happen because we saw the end result there. Missed tackle, he goes all the way. It takes it for a touchdown.
Here's Bryant for the extra point. And the lead is up to 15 now. The drive there only spanning 3 plays. And the Falcons score to cap it off. Now after the touchdown, it's Bosher to kick it away. This is fielded at the goal line. So quick on the spin.
He's spinning, man.
So the Patriots coming out now. And tough to win games if you're going field goal, field goal, field goal here. They got field goal last time. Now they'll be looking for a touchdown.
They're looking for the big chunk now because, as you noted, the field goal way of doing it makes it that much harder and puts more pressure on every possession for you now. Go ahead and get 6 and feel a lot more comfortable about the position they're in.
Bigger chunks. We'll see if they can get the score. Brady now on first down. And this is going to be caught. No, they say it's incomplete. Malcolm Mitchell out of the University of Georgia was the intended receiver. That'll bring up second down.
Out routes are always timing routes. And if the timing's off just a little bit, it can really throw off a play. It looked like he let him a little too much there.
Yeah, there was a fraction of a second because he caught it, just couldn't stay in bounds. Brady will try again on second down. To the left side and complete for Julian Edelman. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. On first down, Brady. Left side, that's caught by Mitchell. They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs. And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that in this performance.
Fresh set of downs here. And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. On first and 10, here's Brady. And he'll find his favorite receiver. That's Edelman. And he's brought down. 13 yards there on the pickup. And it gives the Pats a first down.
Didn't they tell us in our meetings that they needed to account for him on each and every play?
You think? A guy of his caliber? So how does a guy like him get that wide open?
That usually means there's a tire breakdown on what the coverage was. That everyone thought they were doing something, and they were supposed to be doing something else. But bottom line is, no matter what, you have to know where he is and cover him on every play.
Now Brady. Over the middle, that's caught by Hogan. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25.
It's a nice completion, a little bit of run after catch as well to create the yardage that they got. But it is so tough to cover that route, the drag route, because they run it at varying speeds. Because the key is to create hesitancy on the defender's part.
Always so empathetic for those DBs, aren't you? So the offense has it first and 10. Throwing on first down is Brady. To the right side, it's caught by Mitchell. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. And passing yardage-wise, now up over 350 in this game. Pretty nice performance.
Definitely that, which usually means you're putting a lot of pressure on guys trying to cover. If you're a defensive back and they put over 350 yards on you, you've had a long day. The key to everything, if you're doing it without throwing interceptions or turning the ball over.
Blunt, the lone running back. Now flags come in. Looked like one of the Patriots might have moved.
False start, offense.
So after the mistake by the offense, it cost him 5 yards. And now first and 15. Now Brady again. And that incompletion breaks a string of 5 straight connections. And it's second down. Brady to throw again. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
After all the preparation, all the practice, a play like that will absolutely break your heart. They had everything they wanted, just unable to complete it. In the end zone, a big-time drop.
9th play of the drive now on 3rd and a country mile. They come up in an offset high. Brady gives this one to Lewis. Oh, a little 360. A good pickup there, 7 yards, but it brings up 4th down.
So much of the game today, we're looking for hybrid players, guys who can do a combination of jobs. And anyone who plays a strong safety position, now more than ever, is a hybrid-type player. Half defensive back that covers passes and half linebacker that makes tackles. We just saw the linebacker make that play.
And Gostkowski's kick is good. And high fives for that one as that drive ends in 3. So yet another field goal to end a drive. That has been a very common theme. He's now hit 5 of them in this game.
Yeah, Brandon, as an offense, you hate that you've had to call on your kicker so often. But you have to love the fact that time and time again, he's come through.
Gostkowski now converted for 3. Now he'll kick this one away. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. Here comes the Falcon offense now as they get set to take over here. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around. Freeman, the lone man in the backfield. He's going to get the football. Takes it to the 26, just a 1-yard gain. 2 Patriots there to bring him down. And in this situation with the lead 4th quarter, they're liking keeping the ball on the ground, I'm sure.
That's just smart football, but you know the defense has to know it as well. They've got to stop them here. So now we're going to see that loading the box in a big way. 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take, puts a little bit more pressure on your big offensive line.
Ryan. And did he get the feet down? No, they'll say he did not. It's incomplete. And if they want to keep this drive alive, they'll need 8 yards here on 3rd down. On 3rd down, Ryan surveying the field. Look at the time. And he'll just toss it away. So he throws it away, and that brings up 4th down. And nobody was open downfield there. Looked like a pretty clear throwaway.
Yeah, definitely was that. I'm wondering why there wasn't intentional grounding. I know they're saying there's a receiver there in the area. Those darn quarterbacks, they get away with everything.
Spoken like a true defensive back, Mr. Davis.
Did that come out?
It did.
Okay.
And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. Fair catch called. It's taken in right at the 20-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. And out will come the offense as they take over. Now the Patriot offense set to take over again. And a methodical drive last time, but they couldn't get that knockout blow. They had to settle for 3.
But you got to like what they've been doing along the way, right? It's almost like the body blows, the setup punch. As you said, they didn't get the knockout blow here, but that doesn't mean it can't come later in the game on another possession. And the defense on the other side,
maybe a little gas,
yeah,
right?
A little tired. And if nothing else, they just feel relieved getting upfield, only giving up 3. They don't exactly feel like they've handled the offense.
Brady now on 1st down. Finding time. Over the middle, Julian Edelman. It's complete. 5 yards on the catch there. Brings up 2nd down.
One of the selling points of the in route is it gives the quarterback a really nice sight line to his receiver and almost on a direct shot, able to throw the ball into the middle of the field and have a great chance of success as they did on that play.
Brady to throw on 2nd down. He's got time. Still back there. Now he'll let this, and this is caught right along the sideline. What a job of keeping the toes in bounds there. And at this stage, down in the 2nd half, looks like they just wanted to find a way to get it in the hands of their playmaker, and they did.
I think you're exactly right. I don't think the coordinator's looking at his play sheet and trying to figure out which play will work well. He's trying to figure out how to get the ball to the playmaker that you just described. Looking down at that sheet, you find people plays, not necessarily X's and O's, and that's exactly what they did there.
And now a first down following that long gain. On 1st and 10, here's Brady. Caught, left side, Bennett. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down.
And there's another completion to the tight end. And let's face it, it is hard to overthrow a 6'6" target.
It is indeed. Quarterbacks like their speed guys. They like that huge 6'6" target that they've got in him.
They really do, and it reminds me of what one great tight end told me once. He told his quarterback, just make sure you throw it up there. You know, kind of like put up in the top shelf where the kids can't get it.
Offensive line wasn't set. There's the flag, and 5 yards back they go.
Quarterback has to look around and make sure that his team is ready to go. Sometimes the quarterbacks go faster than is necessary.
Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. Again, they'll throw with Brady. And complete on the right side to Bennett. And they'll get 9 there as that sets them up better for 3rd down.
Partner, it's a lot of fun watching the NFL now, isn't it? Because when the big fella runs routes, it used to be when we were kids, he'd run about 3 different routes, and that was it. Now he can run anything and catch the balls we just saw there.
Let's see if they can convert here on 3rd and 3. Brady going to try and throw on 3rd down. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
I'm not sure we could spot any tendency here on this 3rd down. They could have run it or passed it. Either one was available. They chose to try and get it through the air, but they were unsuccessful.
Okay, so thought they might go for it here down late. Instead, they trot out the field goal unit. From the right hash, this from 48. And this one is right down the middle. And the drive will wind up yielding 3. Well, it's hard to put your finger on whether this is something to celebrate or something maybe the offense is embarrassed by. But that's now 6 field goals he's made in this game alone.
Yeah, he's bailed them out quite a bit so far. But it's very comforting to know that you have a kicker that's got your back.
Gostkowski now converted for 3. Now he'll kick this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. Well, some might have returned that one. He won't. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start the drive from the 25. Now the Falcons offense, they get ready to head back out here. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. It's an 8-yard pickup, and that'll make this a 2nd down.
Brandon, so many times we see the crossing route start as a quick hitter, but in this play, he had time in the pocket and waited for him to clear going across.
Completed pass play. Now let's see if they go back to the air or to the ground. On Freeman. And he'll be taken down right around the 34 after a pickup of only a yard. Dante Hightower on the stop.
And that's why you see a lot of teams that like to play 4-3 defense, especially against teams that run the ball really well, because you count on your defensive front, the tackles and the ends, to eat up the blocking in the offensive line and keep that guy in the middle clean so he can roam to the football and make a tackle. In this case, he introduced himself and said, "Hello, my name is Mike."
On 3rd and 1, Ryan to the sideline, and oh, that's well done. Able to drag the feet. He's going to have the first down.
And that pickup of a first down, that's going to leave a mark because they really needed to stop them there, didn't they?
That's so frustrating. Defensively, you're a play away from getting that football back here down late. Tough.
Now they've got to find a way to create a turnover or a takeaway. Otherwise, this one will probably get away from them.
Looks like the defense in press coverage here. Now Ryan on first down. Wide open receiver complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. He's played a great game. It continues right there, even with this lead. Confident to throw the pass and have the reception made.
There's no doubt who the leader of their team is there? There's no doubt who they want to ride all the way to the finish. Because strategy would tell you, run the football, run the clock down. Instead, they're letting him throw it because they feel that confident in what he's getting done.
This is Freeman on 1st and 10. And he's going to get this one down near the 45-yard line. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
We always like to talk about defense in terms of levels. First level defensive line, second level linebackers, third level defensive backs. On that run, that was what we call a first level run, and it was stopped by a second level player.
This is Coleman. They find some open field here. And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. And a nice carry there of 15 yards.
When a coaching staff sees their team run the ball this successfully in the fourth quarter, they're really excited. Because you can plan for a running game all you want and want to press that advantage when you get it. But for the most part, it's a little bit of a surprise. And right now, they've got to keep that going. Want to continue to grind out the clock because it's definitely in their favor at this stage of the game. Can they close the game out and continue to do exactly what we just saw there, and that's run the football.
They stay on the ground. Again, it's Coleman. And this time they were ready for him as he's taken down at the line of scrimmage. 2 Patriots there to bring him down. Nice job there defensively to clamp down because really they've been on their heels this drive.
Agreed, and they really needed that one for confidence, just to feel a little bit better. But I don't know if I would be daunted by them stopping me on one run. This drive has gone pretty well. I could come right back at them.
A fake to Freeman. Now it's Ryan. He's got time in the pocket. He's going to wind up and air it out. So the long attempt falls innocently to the ground, and it brings up 3rd.
Well, partner, I think the defensive fellas got the memo, and they decided to cover him on that play.
Yeah, he's already up over 100 yards in this game. They tried a deep shot, couldn't get him.
Yeah, when you've had that much success, finally someone said, let's try and put a stop to it and put people on him.
Here comes the 8th play of the drive, and they need a full 10 yards on 3rd down. On 3rd down, Ryan surveying the field. And that is incomplete. He was trying to hit Taylor Gabriel that time. And it's 4th down. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. From the right hash, this from 48. And this will split the uprights. It's right down the middle, and that will give them a 12-point lead. So they settle for just the 3 there, but clearly anything helps when you're trying to salt one away here in the 4th.
Without a doubt, I think a touchdown would have been the final nail. But 3 does give them some breathing room and lets them build up a little cushion.
Here's Bosher to kick it away. This will be taken in at the 1. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. And now out come the Patriots. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6.
I hope I don't sound too rah-rah on that one, but that's the exact right throw. Either your receiver gets it or no one gets it. Give him a lot of credit for being really precise with it.
Got rid of it. No one got it. Brady again here on 2nd and 10. And over the middle to the tight end, Bennett. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down. And right now, defensively, you love that, don't you? I mean, you'll give them that play.
And they'll take it every single time. This is almost like nickeling and diming it downfield, and too much time's going to run off the clock.
And on the outside, they're playing press coverage.
3rd and 5, so they bring in an extra defensive back.
Expecting pass. Working from the gun, it's Brady. Finding time. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Brooks Reed able to drop him for a loss of 2, and that'll bring up 4th down. And they weren't in zone coverage. They were in man, and each man did his job.
And that looked like vintage, old-school coverage, didn't it? Man coverage reminded me of an old Raiders team. They had a Hall of Famer at one corner and a Defensive Player of the Year at the other, and they just locked people down.
If they're going to have a shot in this Super Bowl, they're going to need this one on 4th down. Now Brady got to have this one. He's got time. He's got a man. It's Mitchell. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this into enemy territory across the 40. So the Patriots with a football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. 1st down and 10 now for the offensive group. Throwing on 1st down is Brady. Screen pass to Blunt. And an alley to run. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. They give him 15 more, and it's another 1st down. Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo. To throw is Brady. This will be caught at about the 3. 18 yards there, and it'll be a 1st and goal. And on that last play there, he's over 400 yards passing now.
You know what that generally means?
Success.
That, and it means you really didn't miss opportunities. Usually very accurate. The ball's getting to the right place. Guys are making yardage after the catch to help you out that way. I mean, the whole team has picked it up. And don't forget, that means the offensive line has had to pass protect pretty well, too.
Yeah, everyone dialed in. Again, it's Brady. And he just throws this one away. Smart decision here this close to the end zone, and it brings up 2nd down. Now Brady again. And this is caught now for a late touchdown. So hold everything here. This one's not over yet.
And they put it in the end zone, which was job one. Now they have to convert. And then it's decision time, isn't it?
Yeah, so this is what all teams go through. You look at the clock, you're inside 2 minutes. Look at your timeouts. Make that onside kick decision.
Yeah, how do you feel about your defense, where you are in terms of the scoreboard, and the time left on the clock, as you noted? So many things to go through.
Now Steven Gostkowski on for the extra point. And this is back to a 5-point game. So that drive in total 8 plays. And it ends with a New England touchdown. So they got one of the 2 touchdowns they needed. Now for the onside kick. And a good job here by the Falcons. Their hands team able to recover it. A tough one there. They certainly wanted that when they needed it, but they didn't absolutely have to get it. They still do have 3 timeouts.
You're exactly right. They had to attempt it. But even though they didn't get it, as you noted, with 3 timeouts, if they can get these stops on defense, all hope is not lost.
Atlanta now coming out on the field. They have the lead, obviously, late in the game. I guess the good news for them is if for some reason they would make a mistake, a field goal does the opposition no good.
Everyone loves to have a little bit of a cushion, and that helps.
Now we're going to get a timeout here called by the Patriots. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages.
Hey, Fire Shark. I don't know if you want me to call you your real name, but as you can see, I'm doing both teams on CPU. We're gonna see what Madden 17 predicts is gonna win the Super Bowl, but yeah. So what's up?
Second down following the run.
Okay, Falcons get a touchdown, this game is probably over.
Now whistles blow and the Patriots are going to take another timeout. That'll be their second, so one more chance to stop the clock
no.
here.
No.
So the defense had a chance to catch their breath.
Please, no. No, man. We lost our last. Cool. Patriots lost their final hope to win the game. Their chance for a comeback. Man, if only we didn't just kick those field goals. If only we just got those touchdowns earlier in the game, man. I felt like we were cursed out of this game. I felt like we should have won this. As you can see, Fat Ryan's gonna take the knee and get his first ring.
In victory formation as they take a knee. Now hang on here. Timeout called by the defense. That'll be their third and final stoppage here.
Man, it's so deflating. It's a tough pill to swallow. And you lose this badly. Man, it's like I said, it is deflating. Well, looks like Man 17 does not have much faith in the Patriots, but
In victory formation as they take a knee.
man, yo. It is a tough pill to swallow. I know this is not right, but I'm just gonna cheese something. You can all call me a cheater for this, but I'm gonna do it anyway.
Time for this one final knee to put a bow on this title bout. So on four, now whistles come in. We're gonna get a timeout.
Yes,
here
and yes, I'm doing this.
It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. So the offense takes
I am doing this just for the heck of it. I am doing this just to cheese out. I know this won't really count. I know I'm cheating right now, but I don't give a crap. Let's make it a fun ending. So 1 second left. It's going to come to a Hail Mary. This is going to come down to a Hail Mary.
With such little time remaining, and that may write a finish to this Super Bowl. Though certainly not the way that they were hoping that possession would end, failing to convert on 4th.
And now they've got to make sure that they keep their poise.
So there is 1 second left in the game now. 1 second left in the football game.
They shouldn't go for it again. The defense feels great with the
Well, this is deciding who wins the game right here. Tom Brady. Why'd you do that? You idiot! Throw it in the end zone! No!
Trophy belongs to the Falcons. Yes, the Atlanta Falcons are the Super Bowl champions.
No! It was supposed to be the Patriots. If they didn't settle for those field goals, if they just got those touchdowns, it would have been the Patriots.
That lasts forever. So good to see the emotion when it's all said and done. You see the hugs, you see the guys sharing, the collective happiness. Makes me want
Man, I feel deflated. We did so... Patriots did so good. And I know this is just a prediction, but I mean, they came all the way back, and they choked. And see, that play right there was the play of the year. Stopping him at the goal line. Because if he got that touchdown, we probably would have won the game. But Man 17 predicts that Atlanta will win, but we'll see what happens in 2 weeks, though.
Thanks for watching, everybody. We will see you next season right here on EA Sports.
It disgusts me to see that. Seriously. Why did the Patriots choke? But whatever. It's just a prediction. We all know how it's really going to end. We all know that Patriots are actually going to win, but yeah. Man, their comeback attempt was too little too late. I just try to... I know I kind of cheesed at the end, but I decided to give Tom Brady one last chance to see what would happen. But he was too stupid to actually throw it in the end zone. Well, so I guess Man 17 doesn't have that much faith in the Patriots, but that'll be the end for this video. Feel free to leave a like and subscribe for more, and peace out.